Can a huge amount of power overcome good control on the racetrack? Or does excellent handling beat huge amounts of power? Let's take to the track and find out. What's up guys, it's Mike for SimRacing604, and I'm doing this video as sort of a follow-up to my Koenigsegg video where I had 1360 horsepower at my disposal but very little control, and it wasn't really a fast car, and it got me thinking, how much does power really matter? So what I'm going to do here is pit these two cars, the 2018 Porsche 911 RSR and the Ferrari FXX K, head to head at 3 different tracks, and we'll see what comes out as far as lap times. And we'll start out in Canada at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, where control should matter more. It's not a flat out course. And then we'll move on to Monza, where it should matter a lot. And then finally we'll finish up at the ultimate test of a car, yes, Nordschleife. And first let's take a look at the cars and why I chose them for a power versus control experiment. So the car I've chosen for the power side of the experiment is the Ferrari FXX K. It's listed at 1050 horsepower. They don't list the weight, but it's somewhere around 1200 kilograms. This is a track day car, so it's meant for the very rich to be able to take this out. It's not a straight up race car, it is a track day car. It has the passenger seat and a few other concessions to make it look beautiful, but it does have a good amount of control. I didn't want to just take something that's unbelievably powerful that has no control. This one has very good control. It's got active aero and very wide tires and things like that, but at the same time it's not a race car, it's a track day car. But with over 1000 horsepower, I figured it's a good representation of power and some concessions on control. Let's take a look at the other side of the coin here. So this of course is the Porsche 911 RSR. It's an endurance race car, and being an endurance race car, control is so important over time, so this is a very stable car. It only has about half the amount of power of the Ferrari, but still a good amount of power, near about the 500 horsepower mark. So with all that, we have a good amount of power and excellent control, so it's a nice sort of counterbalance to the huge power and good control of the Ferrari. So let's go ahead, let's get these out on track and start with our first experiment at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. So that one was a lot closer than I thought it would be, and you have to take everything with a grain of salt, of course, because I'm not an alien level sim racer, but the huge amounts of power in the Ferrari overcame a lot more than I thought it would, and pulled within about a second of the Porsche RSR at the Motorsports Park. So interesting experiment. So let's go ahead and get on to the next one, which is at Monza, which is not only the home country of the Ferrari FXX K, but also one much more suited to its straight line speed. Let's go take a look. So that was obviously a very decisive victory for the Ferrari. The Porsche just did not have the straight line speed to compete at a track like Monza. And to conclude things, guys, we're going to take these cars out to Nordschleife. It's been described as the ultimate test of a car. It's got lots of flat out sections, lots of slow corners, lots of fast corners. So I'll do my best to put these cars through their paces at the green hell. And we'll see who comes out on top in the power versus control debate. And I'll do a quick debrief after these laps. Let's go. So there we have it, almost an exact tie. So pretty remarkable that after a 7-minute lap, or near 7-minute lap, only a few tenths separated these cars. So it just shows you that that raw power of the Ferrari really carries it. Obviously it lost out in the corners, and conversely the Porsche really shined going through those corners and lost out a bit on the straightaways. But in the end, the power and the control, both very important on a course like this, and just a really fun thing. I had a great time recording this. I hope you found this interesting, and I may do this again with different cars. We'll see how things go, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I would love to see other drivers try similar experiments. Let me know what you have found. What do you prefer, a huge amount of power or a good amount of control? Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.